wise old woman. It's the magic glasses, the magic spectacles. Who's the wisest of them all? It's the new Superwoman. Where's she been? What's her background? What's her history? What's going on? It's like Clark, but not Clark. So anyway, thank you for coming in to this video, following along. Welcome back to Now TV Canada at I Am Just a YouTube channel. This is my birthday. So much for being an exciting, adventurous one. I've had a lot of things happen since September. It has not been well for me. So much for the Jubilee of the 50th, as talked about in the Bible with God. So maybe 51 will be different. Maybe this will be the year that I finish a bunch of other new movie stuff and finally take vacation after I finish this last unit for my college entry certificate. So we'll see what happens. But for right now, I will share what I can with you today while I wait for Roxy's mom to come back and get her, and then I'm finally free. So I'm going to share the Charlie Brown script, the original draft that I had typed up on my vocal page like from 4 years ago, with you guys here today. So then I think I should be all caught up on the stuff I said I was going to share. I think I have other stuff written somewhere, but I had never gotten around to typing it up. At any rate, I have lots of stuff running around in my head that still needs to get done. So I am, manifesting it here with all of you right now, that for 2026, I got to proofread and edit and perfect the second part of the Smallville reunion movie so that both parts are ready to go for publication, self-promoted, self-published through Future Productions. My goal is to audio record that and have, dramatization in the back. So I'll be needing people like you to come along for the adventure and put in your resumes and get excited about which characters you'd like to portray. That goes for pretty much everything. And then 2, it's to finish the Tinkertown adventure. Just finish writing it in first draft. And then 3 is to finish the Charlie Brown and the Gang Winter Wonderland Christmas Tree Lot special. So that's a lot for a writer who is also always wondering about what she's going to do to deal with all this other stuff, like the never produced or published copy of my You've Got Mail 2 script. I was trying to do a play out of it. So there's just a lot going on, and it's hard for one person, and I have still got an injured arm, and I don't know how long that's going to take. So I'm going to wing it with you guys today with sharing what I can with this to at least get this part all caught up. We're going to start with sharing this Charlie Brown thing. I showed you in a smaller clip what it looks like on my cell phone from that camera's view. So I'm just going to read it now from my big computer. Here we go. Charlie Brown and the Gang, Winter Wonderland and the Christmas Tree Lot movie. A Charlie Brown, Peanuts and the Gang reunion movie. They've all grown up now. This will be a brand new adventure that none of you will be soon to forget. Enjoy. All right. The Rideau Canal is the largest outdoor ice rink. It's 9 miles long. So the challenge here is, are you up for it? So I'm not going to read the jibber jabber about stuff I said in memory of Charles Schultz at the top. The Christmas Tree Lot is the beginning part of the story. And I will be playing the little redhead girl. Oh, yeah, I forgot what I was going to tell you guys, why it was significant, how I ended up growing up to be inspired to write all this. I don't know how many people remember as a kid, at least in my generation, my mom's generation, how teachers were very insistent about things at the holidays, where all the students had to put little envelope thingies stuck to their desk, and everybody had to go around giving cards to everybody so nobody felt left out or forgotten. Birthdays, Christmas, Valentine's, whatever. And I really couldn't stand that whole envelope thing, because it hurt that I wasn't liked. Nobody liked me. Like no boys were not coming near me for Valentine's, whatever. It is intimidating when you're a smart, intelligent person, and they know they don't know anything, and they know you know a lot. But the teachers were nice, or at least they thought they were being nice, but telling everybody to always put stuff in the envelopes. But I knew that they weren't genuine or sincere. It was because they were being told to do that. We were all being told to do that. So in my life, it's happened that I've never actually had a real Valentine. And I never had a real mistletoe experience. I've never been to a high school prom. I've never had high school slow dance. I've never had the corsage or been pins. It's not happened for me. I've had a really rough experience. And being a writer and being creative, often people take real life experiences of rejection and things that go wrong, and they do cartoons and find humor and adventure and love in their fiction work. And so as I got older, it occurred to me the little redhead girl in Charlie Brown's world that he adored, she left, she moved on. And in my concept of their world as they're growing up, he never had any luck with love. He just continued on living without being able to find the right answer. So somewhere in the back of his head, he'd never stopped thinking about or thinking of the little redhead girl. So when I got to a certain age, I realized I'm the redhead girl, or at least I'd like to play that part in order to get this story told. And that I knew that I was here to write a new generation and a new story of them as adults in honor and memory of Charles Schulz, because of these very vital things I've never had in my life. Just like in E.T. with Steven Spielberg, that girl and her toe, the shoe curving when Elliot kisses her. You should hope that as a girl, we all get these moments in time, these experiences. It's so important, right? It's part of what makes life worth living, getting us out of bed, breathing, romance and love. Without that, we wouldn't have art, music, painting. When you look at roses, there'd be nothing there for it, right? So that's the idea here, is that I sort of put myself a little bit into all the characters with the skills I have. And so part of me is all of the characters in the work I'm reading to you here. But specifically because when I wasn't dyeing my hair blue or bleaching it with super blondissima to be completely a white blonde, I tended to lean towards the redhead world. Before I found the punk thing in me, I was, what do you call it? I forget the word for it. When you travel around, gypsy. That's it. I was the gypsy before my feet found those steel toe boots, which changed my world forever. So yeah, that became like the primaries for me switching between natural and blue was the red. So that's what you're going to understand in this story as I go on to read it with you guys. I have to go back to the page. Okay. And I honored myself as my original birth name in this script that I wrote here. But I don't use that as my pen name today, just so everybody wonders who's that girl when they read that information. So I don't know who Charlie Brown's going to be performed by yet. We're a long way off from that. So here we go. Fine jazz music with a strong hint of flute music is playing in the background when the phone rings. Ring, 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 ring. And Charlie Brown stops what he's doing in the kitchen, preparing himself a nice dinner. He walks over and answers it, giving away his age, as he is one of the people left in the world today who still has an old-fashioned landline telephone in his house. No possibility of walking around with it like you do with today's cell phones, which he reluctantly does own, as it is necessary to be functional in today's fast paced, ever adapting technological world of advancements from the days of his youth. In other words, he's admitting because there is a lack of payphones and he can't make calls from them, he has to have one. Once he reaches the phone, he does a last wipe of his hands on the apron he's wearing, picks up the handle, and begins to speak. Hello? On the other end is Linus. Hello, Charlie. Are you sitting down or standing up right now? And Charlie says, Linus, is that you? Why on earth does it matter if I'm sitting or standing while talking to you? Oh, and by the way, it's nice to hear from you. It's been a while. Maybe a bit too long of a while, perhaps. While he was speaking, he did take a seat, most curious to know what's got Linus all excited to ask such a thing. Linus says, Yes, Charlie, it is me, Linus. I suppose you're right. It's been too many months since we've last spoken. But I'm a married man with a wife and children and have a busy working life also. In order to support and take care of my wonderful family, and have the wonderful life I'm so fortunate to have. So I guess even though we're friends from childhood, the sacrifice of time must come in a form of neglect from somewhere. And I guess that it's our friendship that suffers the loss since one's family becomes priority as adults. Unlike our days of old, unlike our days of youth. Anyway, I'm sorry if you felt ignored or neglected. Heaven knows I certainly wouldn't mean for you to feel such a way. What I'm calling to tell you right now should make up for it, hopefully. So you'd better be sitting. Sorry if I'm hugging myself because my arm is very injured. I've used it way too much. I never used the sling or give it much rest. So I'm just hugging it while I'm reading to you guys. So Charlie Brown goes on to say, Yes, Linus, I'm sitting down now. Been sitting for the entire time you've been rambling on about family life as the reason for neglected contact between us. Now, what is it? What is this great excitement or news you wish to tell me that requires me to be sitting? Linus said, It's Schroeder. Charlie says, What about Schroeder? He isn't seriously injured or sick or something. Does he have the COVID? No, Charlie, you're too funny. No, that's not why I'm calling. Schroeder got accepted to go on a world tour with the orchestra he moved to Canada to become a part of as the fine first pianist. As the fine pianist he certainly now is from those toy piano days. And he wants the whole gang to come together for him to come watch him perform in Canada. He specifically gave me the instructions on the best places to visit and have a blast doing around attending his orchestra's show there. He wants everyone to come to Ottawa when they are there to perform. He wants us all to see him play live before they leave North America and head off to Europe for a time. He has no idea how long that tour will be. It's almost never the same as what they write for you in all the paperwork that goes into organizing such things. He went on complaining about how long it's been since we've all been together as a group and that this is his one wish before the world tour takes him away from home and all of us for an indefinite amount of time. He's become quite an expert on the places to go and the things to see and do and recommend. I'm curious, didn't he call me for himself? Did he call anyone else? Lana says, he didn't have time to contact all of us. He had to finish getting ready to go from the hotel he was leaving to catch his plane on to the next place as the world tour took no time in getting a move on things after he was told he was being approved to join it. So he chose one of us to call, and that happened to turn out to be me. Charlie Brown said, Well, that's reasonable and a fair answer. Definitely good enough for me. But now, what are these instructions and plans he gave you? Okay, so I'm going to stop here for a second and back up. I haven't written it in. So far, I haven't read it. But Schroeder was replacing somebody who was originally meant to be the first pianist. And he's like there as the backup, but he had been approved and hired for. And then he got the call going, that guy has to step down. He won't be making it. you get the job. And of course, he jumps at it, and he's willing to come to Canada to take on that position and then travel the world with them from there. So that's the fill in on that part. Okay, so Linus goes on to say, that's what I've been trying to tell you, trying to get to, Charlie. Schroeder said that Ottawa has a place called the Rideau Canal, which was man made, and there are boat rides and other things that people do there. It's very beautiful and relaxing and fun. But in the wintertime, when the water freezes over, the city takes extra care to make it sustainable, make it a sustainable outdoor ice rink. Ottawa boasts in having the world's largest outdoor ice rink. It is over 9 miles long. And he thinks everyone at our ages now, and not being used to Canadian winters, would have a doozy of a good time trying to challenge ourselves to skate the entire 9-mile ice rink. They have all kinds of fun bonus activities to make skating challenge more fun and an easier possibility. But I'm not going to spoil that part of the surprise. We all just have to find out more about it together when we get there. Schroeder thinks that this Christmas holiday couldn't be better spent in a better way for all of us, since we've all got the time off from work and whatever else our usual selves are up to. The world celebrates Christmas, and it's not a holiday that's going to go away anytime soon. So why not take advantage of it and enjoy that time in the best way possible that we can together for the first time in a great many years? You remember the Christmas play we did when we were children? That tree we used in the play? And Charlie Brown says, yes, of course I remember the tree. Linus, I never could figure out where the tree went after the play was over. I looked high and low through closets and on shelves and even in the garbage cans, but it seemed to have disappeared into midair. Linus said, no, Charlie, it didn't. Schroeder took it when nobody was looking. He decided the tree meant something more to all of us that we may not understand then, but would later. And he had an idea to have the tree immortalized via metallics or some bronzing type of thing. So he vanished out the building so as quickly as he could with it once he got his hands on it, for fear the school might think it as their property or something. That was nothing but rubbish to be thrown in the garbage. It would have been thrown away, in other words. It's just a real tree. You guys remember the little tree with just a few arms on it? So Charlie says, well, that would explain why I didn't see him or couldn't find the tree almost immediately after the show. Just his piano was there. Ilana said, he says he takes that tree with him everywhere and puts it on every desk he sits at and writes and composes at, and even at times he has it sitting on top of his piano. You see, Charlie, he's had the tree turned into a lamp. So it always shines a wonderful bright light from it to hold on to the memory and time of when it was the perfect Christmas tree for all of us in the school's Christmas play all those years ago. So for him and the tree, it's like, and then Charlie cuts Linus off, Christmas every day. Oh, I love that. Now, I'm all excited and curious to see what the Christmas tree looks like as a lamp today. So while you've told me enough, Linus, I'm game. I'm all in on taking this trip. I definitely have wanted to go visit Montreal since I was a child. It's much closer than Paris and a whole lot cheaper. And now add to it the outdoor ice skating challenge of our lifetimes. That makes it even more interesting and worth the trip. There to witness this wonderful cold outdoor marvel for ourselves with our own eyes. All right, Charlie, Lana says. This is great to hear. I wasn't too worried about whether or not you'd be convincible to be in on the adventure. You've always been pretty cool, easygoing guy, so I kind of guessed as much that you'd be all in. I will email Schroeder and let him know. Anyway, there are still others I need to call, so we'd better end this call, since I'm not sure what our window of time is to get us all organized and ready to get out of here in time for this booked performance of Schroeder's orchestra, as I am still waiting for that updated information from him in email. But I don't think we have too large a window of time, so I need to keep moving quickly ahead. Anyway, it was nice chatting, and I look forward to meeting up with the whole gang real soon. Charlie says, I'm going to go online and research the Rideau Canal and the ice rink, as well as coinciding fun and adventurous things to do in Montreal, too. If you want me to help and call anyone, just let me know. I am sure I am more than glad to help you get the calls done. Lana says, well, okay, Charlie, why don't you call Franklin? Explain it all to him and see what he says. As for the rest, I think I can reach them all by email or Skype or WhatsApp or Messenger or texting. I can send out a group thing to them. You and Franklin aren't on that, but maybe this call will convince the two of you to finally join the rest of us in the more technologically sound and advanced, convenient modern age of times in the world to which we live in today. Charlie Brown sighs reluctantly and says, yes, okay, maybe you're right about some of these things. And so I will think about it and pass that idea on to Franklin too when we speak. Okay, let's touch base again when all of this first step of information and organization is done. Lana says, sounds good, Charlie. Talk to you again soon. The phone call ended and Charlie hung up the phone, got up from the chair he was sitting in, realizing that was big news. And Linus was right. He was glad he was sitting down for it. Anyway, on his way back to the kitchen island where he was working on his dinner, and while walking on his way, he made these like ice skating foot motions, chuckling to himself, wondering if he could still even skate today, or would he fall flat on his butt? It's been so long since he's put on a pair of skates. Do you lose that kind of great childhood skill? Or is it like riding a bicycle that once you learn how, you never forget? Oh, well, looks like if all goes right, he and everyone else from the Peanut Gang would be finding out the answer to that soon enough together on the Ottawa Rideau Canal, home of the largest outdoor ice rink. The end, or rather to be continued. So that's the portion I have typed up that's been there for 4 years to a story I thought I was going to have finished by now. In closing, my explanation for why it's not finished is because the best writing in the world is the closest thing to the truth. Always remember that. So I wanted to go and do some skating at certain places. And of that list of places, I managed to get skating in Montreal off the list, but I still have not gone skating at the rink that's down the street from my place here in Gatineau. One of the reasons I've had this property for so many years on my lease. And then I have these 2 outdoor rinks in parks, community centers that I haven't laced up skates on. And then I have literally not, in the years I was living in Ottawa and here, ever gone on the Rideau Canal. And I cannot do rental skates because you can't skate on rental skates unless you're like super talented and good with skates. They're terrible skates and it doesn't work. You can't move. And I don't have my skates, my actual skates that I bought in order to enjoy skating again after many years for my work as a support worker in Vancouver are in Vancouver. So I can't take them with me everywhere I go because you have like a 2-bag minimum when you're on airplanes and stuff. And I'm not traveling all over the place to go skating on different rinks with the skates. That's a whole different story, a different bag of packing. And so I tried. I bought 1 pair of skates that were on sale for $10 that said size 10. Must have been size 10 youth or something because they didn't fit. And I gave her $20 because I didn't have change. So I will keep those as part of some other adventure where I'm giving out free skates to kids that want to skate that don't have opportunity to skate. So I think I've just sort of accidentally fell into something. But now I have to look for another pair of used skates, or I am forced to have to buy a pair of brand new skates and then have 2 pairs of new skates, one on each side of the country. And with the melting temperatures, changing temperatures outside, you only have a certain window of time to do outdoor skating safely on the rinks where you're on a body of water, right? Because they have to come out and professionally add water, test it, do all that stuff, and then approve it, and then let people on. So they got to be very careful. And so it closes and opens and closes and opens. And I'm not the smallest girl in the world, and it scares me, the thought of falling through. But now we're heading into February, so hopefully there'll still be some cold enough weather that I might actually get that done. The long of the short of it is I don't want to finish writing the Charlie Brown movie with only having the skating experience on Robson Street and in the indoor rinks in BC that I've been to with these skates I own now in Montreal. That's not enough. I want to have the whole kit and caboodle. I want the whole picture. I definitely don't have parts of the other story on here that talks about the Christmas tree lot and the YMCA. So I do have some more work I need to go and add up to that file, or go check to see if I have a little separate extra section that might be on vocal. Like I just separated the Peter Pan stuff. I have the Peter Pan stuff I have to add up soon. That's why I have the stuff all separated, because I have to figure out the order in which all the stuff goes into the story right as it flows out of me. It can get very complicated. And I've never even proofread and edited the first draft of the Supergirl trilogy. So at any rate, I am backlogged on work, and I need like a Steven Spielberg. I need a Sylvester Stallone. Like I need some expertise of people who've got all this finished work out there to come over here and save my brain and organize the future and future productions, so that there's future work for future students and learners and professionals, so that they will not be out of work even after I'm gone. You'll have years of it. I also need to go and do my ski trip with Snoopy at the ski lodge and wear all of my Snoopy jewelry that I just got, that I treated myself to. So it's a lot. So I'm going to go now, guys. Thanks for watching this part of the Charlie Brown adventure stuff that I just shared with you. As more stuff comes, I will advise you. I'll let you guys know what it is. I'll share it and the outcome on the whole skate thing, whether I try another pair of used skates or just forego the whole thing and buy a brand new pair for myself. I'll still collect used skates to give out to kids for this free skate program, get the blades fixed and stuff, because lots of kids don't get the chance to skate, deserve the opportunity to have fun and just be a kid. So I like the idea of doing that. So peace out, everybody. Same thing with musical instruments. I wish I could have a warehouse where I could rescue and repurpose instruments, as well as cars and trucks that are still very well built. So it's lots of future thinking. I guess that's why I called the company Future Productions. So this world-class writer is going to sign off now and go have a birthday day somewhere. Her mom should be home soon. Say bye, Roxy. And I should then be free woman to go and do what I want. I'm going to go see if I can find an 8 or 9 o'clock showing of Avatar and go do my review of that, and get my free breakfast sandwich at Tim's. I don't know what else I can get for free. Who's going to be open? It is a Sunday after all. So bye for now, guys. Let's hope 51 will be better than any other year, or 2026 for all of you. Peace out. Thanks for watching. Keep coming back for more. It's never boring here at Now TV.